Man United, the first trophy of many. I think the Giants are back. I think these are the headlines today, Ty. The Giants are back. First trophy in 6 years. Okay, 5.5 years after Mourinho's last trophy. Erik ten Hag doing the job against Newcastle today. Not the best game, but it's a final. You know what? You win, right?
Bro, I'm happy to be on Calling Show. Big up everyone inside. Like, subscribe. 1 second. Yeah, trophies taste good. This must be it's a unique orange juice. It's called Trophies Orange Juice. But yeah, man, Nana, it's lovely. It's great to be back winning trophies. 6 years. It's been a long time. And you know what, Mo? You said it perfectly. It wasn't great to watch. It wasn't great from us. But you know what? It was professional. And when you're in cup finals, you will know yourself, Mo. It's not about how well you play. It's about getting that victory. Manchester United got that victory. Manchester United kept that clean sheet. And now we've galvanized and we've got more trophies to fight for. It's the perfect way for how Ten Hag has managed the whole season. The Ronaldo situation, the Maguire situation, the Rashford situation, brought the players and the fans back. And now we've won a trophy. It's tasting good. It's brilliant. And I know you're a Ten Hag believer. And I know you know it tastes good.
I love Ten Hag, man. It's the guy is so good in coaching. Like, people don't understand that this guy... These players were not the same. The Wan-Bissakas, the Dalos, the Freds, the McTominays. These guys were like out. We said they're done. Their careers are done. Even Luke Shaw was criticized last year. And look at Luke Shaw today. Calm, composed, playing to his strength, not overdoing anything. He's not... You don't feel like Man United are trying hard. But
it was a professional performance.
Exactly.
Newcastle respected them. They had their spells. But that is why you have winners and cup leaders in your team. You look at the triangle. I'm going to call it the Bermuda Triangle. Once you get in there, you're not getting out. Varane, Martinez, Casemiro. I said to you, Mo, on the preview, if them three can come on and play like they normally do and drop a 7 out of 10, we're beating this team. These guys have won Champions Leagues, World Cups. These are proper winners. Newcastle out there, their heads were going. Isaac, Callum Wilson, Fabian Schär. They had no one to control them. Emotionally, they got too attached to the game. We were professional. We knew how to win this game, and Ten Hag managed it perfectly. And you know what? Job done. And now I want more. Jordan Henderson, when he come to Liverpool, they won their first thing. They wanted more. The players, they're saying, right, we've got a big game Wednesday. Ten Hag, party a little bit tonight or celebrate a bit tonight. Back in training tomorrow. The mentality of this club is breathing success, and we want to dominate. We want to take over. And I'm not saying we're going to, but I love that we have the aims to do that.
You are on the right track. Let's just put it this way. Man United are on the right track. I know people want to get ahead of themselves, say we're going to dominate. You're on the right track.
No, one step at a time.
Yes. Okay, so people,
steps are going.
This is a call-in show. First of all, the first thing is that when you step on the stream, make sure to like the video as you see on the screen. Please hit that like button for me. And if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe to get involved in the chat, and also you can be a member in the description. Just hit that membership button and then you get a priority in the call-in show. Even if you're not a member, make sure to text me on Instagram or Twitter. On the screen you see my Instagram handle and you see my Twitter handle. Text me. I got my phone right here and I will send you the call-in show link. But let's get with the first caller right in.
Let's talk football. It's their moment. Let's talk
exactly football. So let me just get to, you know who is, of course, the first caller, of course, is Sid. Let me just add him to the show. Sid, you are in the show with us. I know you want to talk Chelsea, and let's talk Chelsea Spurs today. What are your thoughts?
Nothing new. Another shit performance for 90 minutes. We didn't created anything today also. It's hard. Tough times.
That side,
and we are not used to
that. He's had a long day
coming from him. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I feel the misery. You know what I mean?
These things are new to Chelsea fans. These things are not expected, because in 15-16 also, it was not the case like this. This is horrible.
Yeah, Sid, let me ask you a question. How long have you been a Chelsea fan?
from 2014.
14.
Yes.
So you're actually in 2014 you weren't winning. 15 you weren't winning. You won the league with Antonio Conte in 17.
No, we won the league. My friend was
Oh yeah,
watching
with Mourinho.
Chelsea,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he
with
got me
Mourinho.
into
Mourinho,
game.
15.
Yes.
14,
Yeah, yeah.
15 was Mourinho's second. The second season of Mourinho. Anyway,
Yes.
so you know that it's gonna be ups and downs with Chelsea. You know that, right? When you
Yeah.
support Chelsea Football Club, you know it's ups and downs. It is the Mourinho 2000. I know you. I'm sure you were young. The 2004-5 after his Porto job, Chelsea went up and then down, and then Ancelotti won the league and then down again. But you know when you sign up for Chelsea, so why are you upset? You bought a lot of players, and you know the rebuild is happening. Do you guys want instant success?
No, it's not like instant success, but we also want to see some signs. Like in the games I have watched recently, I have not seen a single sign that we are moving towards the right direction. At least during Arteta's time, we can see the style of play and different things, but we are not seeing it now. And after in the post match, he's saying like we are watching his All or Nothing series like it's a joke. He's making fun of us at this moment, like giving example of Arteta and Klopp, like they were given time and all, but they showed something in their style of football which we are not seeing. We are just seeing 11 headless chickens running around.
Did you know what? Do you know what? Yeah, I've looked at this Graham Potter situation, and I do like Graham Potter, and I liked him at Brighton. But I agree with you in terms of a manager. There's a way to lose games. You're losing games, and you're not scoring. I looked at it today: 6 goals in your last 15 games. And I know people might say Chelsea don't have a striker in this and that. They still have quality to score goals. They're telling me like Sterling, Havertz, Yao Felix, Mason Mount, Madueke, Mudryk. These players are all in there, like 600 million you spent, plus the squad you already have can't score goals. Now, for me, I wanted to ask you a direct question. If you had a number 9 right now, which people are talking about, Chelsea should have got a number 9, that's the only position they didn't get. Do you think this even changes much if you just had a number 9?
He
Or
would
do you think this problem's a bit
he
deeper?
would die instantly. Any number 9 would not survive in this team because we are not creating for a number 9.
So you're
We
actually
are also
admitting as
not
well,
playing.
even with a number 9, it would improve.
Yeah, we are not creating enough with false 9, which as a system you can see that it creates lot of chances like Man City and other teams create, but we are not creating in false 9. So how can we create with a 9?
Let
That's
me
a
give
simple
you.
logic because
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go
No, go
on.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying for a striker to survive, he needs service. We can't get Mbappe who can do everything on its own. So to provide him, we are not providing our midfield. So how can we provide him?
Listen, I wanted to back him up with stats. Do you know that Chelsea are actually exactly where they should be? They are 14th in chances created in the league. I think also they are 10th in big chances created. So they are in the 10th position is actually where they belong in terms of the play, how they play football. There is no way this team can do better if you're not creating chances, because you're saying they have a number 9, but as says, they're not creating chances for that number 9. And imagine that with a false 9, they're not creating chances. Imagine if they have one less, which
Yeah,
is going to
it
be
will.
a
Yeah,
forward.
that's what I'm talking about. So we need to see something from Potter. It's not like we are not patient, because I have came on this stream many times, and before Southampton game I was telling no, we need to give him time. This may be a rough patch, but it can go. But after Southampton and today's Spurs performance, I said last week I lost my patience there, because the loss was not that effective, but the in the way we lost without manager, Southampton bottom of the league, and we couldn't create anything. In like 70th minute, I think we created one chance of Sterling miss. Other than that, I don't remember anything.
Do you think, right? Because people are saying that, Potter's going to survive the end of the season. I think someone put a post in on the comments saying Fabrizio Romano said that Chelsea, it's getting a bit tense now between Potter and Chelsea. You've got Leeds at home next week. Now, this is the Leeds team that I know I've got a new manager, which I don't really rate, in Javi Gracia. They beat Southampton yesterday 1-0, but obviously it was a late goal, but it's still a win. You have to win that game. You had boos after Southampton. imagine
Yes.
you lose to Leeds next week at home. I think it could start turning horribly wrong for Graham Potter and
I
the club.
think if it's up to that point, he should be sacked now so that the new manager can get time for that Dortmund clash. Because if new manager come in before Dortmund clash, then it's also a wrap. Because in 2 days he is not going to turn everything. So
Do
if
you do you
if
think? Do
that
you
the
believe?
case,
Okay, do you believe? Because a few of my friends have said they want him gone before that Leeds game. Do you believe in your board owner, Todd Bowley, who's obviously spent a lot of money in the transfer, so we know he's got money? Do you believe he'll pay the 50 million or 60 million to sack Graham Potter? Or do you think next Sunday, when you're on the calling show, Graham Potter's still in charge?
I can't say, because if it was Roman, I would have said that he would have sacked the 10 times. He would have sacked Potter 10 times. But with this new owner, everything is new. We don't know what he is going to do, because with Tuchel it was like they were not gelling well behind the scenes. So that was the case. But in with Potter, they are every even Ben Jacobs told after the game, just after the game, that they have faith in Potter still. But we as the fans don't have any faith.
So let me tell
Okay.
you something, Ty and Sid, and the people that watch that are Chelsea fans. So yesterday, I landed on an article that is backed by a video that says why Chelsea cannot sack Graham Potter. All these contracts and all the money that is spent is actually spread. So financial fair play cannot come after them. However, if they sack Graham Potter and hire another manager, they have to pay him the compensation. And this
Yes.
year, okay, this year you are down that amount of money. And if you sack Graham Potter and pay him that money, you will exceed the limit that you're allowed to. This is one of the problems, and you will get sanctions. It's
But
math. Someone did the math with the financial fair play limit and the amount of money they did from marketing, everything, like shirt sales and the stadium money and everything. And they said that 50 million will make them pass that line. And now they'll have to answer to the financial fair play
But
committee.
I heard somewhere that there is a termination clause. Like if it is up to that point, in one video I also watched that we can pay him monthly or something like that. So it will reduce the limit, in my opinion. And there is also a termination clause somewhere in the contract. So that can help. But these are all rumors, because we haven't signed the contract, so we won't know about that clearly. So it's
Okay.
a fine line.
You want to
We'll
see
have
him
to see.
gone
We'll have
then?
to see.
You want to see him gone
Yeah.
then? You want to see him
Is there
gone?
anything
Yes, yes, definitely. I said that
potentially?
last week also, because to to say a manager can stay, he need to see something. He need to show that there is a style of play, or he is improving players. If you remove 10 points which Tuchel got in his first 6 or 7 games, we have only 21 points. And if you do the math of how he is playing in Premier League, we would be around 26 points or 25 points. So that's a relegation form.
Wow.
Holy.
Is there I know there's other callers, Sid, so I know we need to
Yeah.
get a few of
Yeah,
them
yeah.
awaiting in. Is there anything else you want to say on Chelsea? Or is there anything you want to say to me and congratulate me at all? Or
I congratulated you
You
on
don't have
backstage.
to rub
You
it
are
in
having
his
nice time.
face.
You are having nice time, but all right, you have waited for this for 6 years, so it's good time.
yeah, I've waited a long time. Exactly. So yeah, thank you. Nah, but honestly, it's great having you on as always, Sid, man. You're a good caller. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Chelsea, obviously, next weekend against Leeds, man. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sid, for
Good
coming on.
night,
Thank you
guys.
so much. Appreciate
Take
it.
care, bro.
Take care. Okay, so people, again, I need the likes to go up a little bit before I get the next one. I'm excited about this guy coming. He's gonna give you some talk. But anyway, you guys, the next one is gonna be, of course, Mr. Olo. I'm just gonna add him to the. Give me a second. I'm just
Yeah, just
fixing
add him,
his
throw him in,
camera.
man. Throw him in the stove.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you talk to him.
Is he in the stream now?
Not yet, but it's
Okay.
almost here.
Make sure you like the video, people, as well. Make sure you subscribe if you're new as well. Positive chat today. That's why I'm wearing red. I'm wearing the Man United shirt. Sometimes I mix it up, but
He's
he's
here.
here.
He's here.
Here he is, Mr. Mo.
Olo,
Olu.
you're
Oh, I
muted
called
or
him Mo.
something. You're muted yourself.
Yeah, he's muted.
He's
No,
not
he said
muted.
he's not muted. No. I'll let you check while we do that.
No, he's
Let me
he's
just a few of the
right for me.
comments.
I can hear him. We can hear him even in the background. So
No, I can't hear him in the background. Keep Potter in, please. Long live Potter. D1 says, try saying, man said, congratulations. Bring Lewis in, Mo. Big up Reece from Reece. Sell Manchester United. So push the bits of Casemiro, Van der Beek, Saka, Fight, and Graft.
Yeah, he's fixing his thing. He knows.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's all right. But unless I can't hear him yet. No. Do you want to try and bring in Sofia and then swap him and see if his audio sorts out?
Yeah. I'm gonna maybe he can leave and come back again to the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me bring in someone who will celebrate. Oh, here we go. Sofia. Oh, you are with us. Yes, you are. Yes.
Woohoo!
Bring that energy, Sofia.
I mean, hey, we did it finally. 6 years. It's done. Move on. Give me another one. I'm ready.
We are ready. This is it, man. It's good. It's good, man. We're happy as Man United fans. Do you know what I like though? I feel I've just come off Trafford Tunnel, right? And I was on there with Safo and Hamza, and we're talking about, we want to win other trophies. The players are talking about, big game Wednesday. Eric Ten Hag saying like, celebrate now, but we've got more to win. This is just the start. You've come on there and you're like, we've won. It's over, but now I want more. And like, if we're feeling that as fans, the players must be. But honestly, what did you think? Let me ask you, the Man United fan, how at full time, when you look at the game, being honest, I don't think we played that great, like Mo said. But for me, it was the way we won. It was how professional we were. We didn't, concede. We managed the game really well. Little things like, wasting time on the free kicks or, Martinez barging into someone to like get them going. They couldn't handle the occasion. We could. What impressed you the most from Manchester United winning the trophy today?
It was just like the way they were, basically they just looked like a unity, like a proper team. They were going for every challenge and, kind of bigging each other up. I remember there was a moment where Casemiro,
Yeah,
was it?
he blocked the guy going out to the corner flag, and then he was like,
yeah. He was like, getting everybody pumped up, but then, high-fiving with Martinez and Varane and everybody else. I was like, oh my God, I love this.
Mhm.
This is getting me hyped. It's small stuff like that, but that, hindsight at the end of the day definitely does, kind of take everything into account. And it was just nice also, I think when we ended up when the ref blew the whistle and whatnot, it was so nice that everybody kind of came together and were jumping together and whatnot. Everybody, even Maguire, everybody was in it. And once again, the job that the Ten Hag has done has been incredible to see. With once again, they just look like a team. They look united, pun intended. It just looks very good. So I was extremely proud. Of course, yes, there were moments where we did bring Newcastle into it and whatnot, but I still had faith at it going in the end. But there's still a little bit of PTSD with my fellow Norwegian Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I love the man, but there was still a little bit like, oh my God, could we maybe bottle this at the end? You never know. But we got it, and I was ecstatic, and it's still something that feels like, I mean, even though it's been just a few hours, it kind of feels a little bit like a dream. But I would know
Yeah.
that I'll wake up tomorrow and I will still feel good.
It
And
will taste
I've been
even better tomorrow. Don't you worry. It will taste even better.
100%.
Sometimes it's got to sink in. But no, I agree with you. I think the way the players were united, I think after the game, the huddle, the way they come together, the way they're celebrating together, there's nothing I can say that Eric Ten Hag is doing wrong about this football club right now. Yes, he's made a couple of mistakes, losing to Man City, the Brentford games and stuff like that. But they've actually taken us to this point because he managed to correct their mistakes. And I'd want a manager to make mistakes actually to them because he knows where he needs to improve. You don't want a manager to come in and it's smooth and plain sailing, and then you have a car crash at the end. And I love what Ten Hag's doing right now. I've got to give him so much credit because, that triangle that I said about, the Varane, Casemiro, Martinez, they get us through the moments of today where, you said it, Newcastle had spells. In other games or other seasons, the Ollie Tenner and stuff like that, we could have conceded. But having them free, Sofia, I just feel like it gives me that confidence, and I have the belief that they're willing to fight. They're also willing to defend because that's what they like to do, and that filters through the rest of the team. Like, what did you think of even any of them? Do you want to speak about all of them, or is there one of them that stood out for you and what they've brought to us today?
No, I second what you said. I feel like all of them really stood out to me. Just I mean, look at Casemiro and Varane. Multiple trophy winners, right? and also having, of course, Martinez with his World Cup and whatnot, also winning the Eredivisie and whatnot. I just feel like we've kind of been missing that winning mentality
Mm.
at Manchester United for such a long time. So it's just nice to really get these individuals that can have this big mentality to really get us over the line, because I do think that's definitely one of the reasons to why we actually finally got it in the end.
Mm.
Players that just they won't give up. They're
Do you
going
know
to let
what, Sophia?
everybody
You
know.
look at it, think of the
Yeah,
Europa League final we just lost to Villarreal 2 years ago, whatever it
yeah.
was. We don't lose that with them players we had
Oh,
today. But
100%.
the
We
same
wouldn't.
team, the same team as that game loses
Yeah,
probably today in that final.
100%. I do think so. And also, once again, it's like with Ten Hag, just kind of giving them the mentality of we're going to go again. Good is not good enough. Basically, I just love the saying, good is not good enough. You're going to keep going. And yeah, once again, I'm just buzzing. I'm in a good
Let me
mood.
ask you then. Let me
And
let me come
yeah.
into
Yeah,
this
I was going to say,
conversation
Mo,
and ask you.
over to you
Okay.
now, Mo. Go on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What, Mo?
Sophia. So next
Yeah.
is the league, or is it Europa League, or is it the FA Cup? Because you're 9 points behind Arsenal if they win their game in hand. Is it or 10
Hmm.
points? Let me check the table to make sure I don't give false
Look at
information.
Ollie down there. Look at you.
Let me just give you the right
Yeah,
answer
while you get
here.
the table up, Sophia, Sarfo, if you just watch Trafford Tunnel, Sarfo and Hamza both said we're in a title race. I said we're not until we beat Liverpool and Brighton. So
Actually,
then I'll leave Mo's question with you.
you're
That's a bit of a
actually
taste.
only 8 points behind Arsenal with the same games played.
Okay.
That means only
Right.
3 games. Only 3 games.
2 losses and a draw, basically, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
So is that the league the target then? Do you think Ten Hag? So let me just ask you the question. Do you think Ten Hag focuses more on let me get as close to the top as possible, or let's focus on Thursday nights and the FA Cup? The FA Cup is the FA Cup. When you reach, you're still in the 5th round. You still have 4 games
Oh
to
yeah.
go, basically.
Hmm.
Which one do you think he will weigh more?
I almost feel, I mean, maybe more so the way you put it with, okay, let's try to close the gap as much as possible in the league. But, if there's an opportunity, we're not going to say no. Because I still don't think, although I see you shaking your head, but I personally don't think, Arsenal will win it. Respectfully, I don't think that's going to happen. But I ain't saying it's going to be us. But,
Why you're saying that? Why?
it's just it's, this is just what I feel. This is what I've been seeing. I've been watching a lot of Arsenal games throughout the season. I'm not fully convinced yet. I'm sorry, people.
So if we don't win it and Arsenal don't win it, you're saying City are going to win it, right?
I haven't written City off. I don't want City to win it, but I haven't really written City off yet. I haven't completely.
Mm.
But
Oh,
we're still in the equation. I do believe and you can clip this, people. I do believe that we're going to slap Liverpool up at Anfield next Sunday. Let's go. But yeah, 100%. I'm not scared of Liverpool, so sorry, but no.
24 games and 8 points behind. I have seen this movie many, many times before.
Hmm.
You
Are
still
you
can
saying
catch
we're
up
in
to
a
the
title race, Mo?
100%. I'm gonna be an idiot if I'm sitting here. You're 8 points behind. Your form, you just won a cup. You're buzzing. Your players are
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
top form, and I'm gonna be like, no, but you're not in the title race. Remember, City were 7 points behind Liverpool, even later,
Yeah.
right? Later last year.
I'm gonna
So
be the negative one, and I'm just gonna say we're not in the title race unless we beat Liverpool and Brighton our next 2 away games. 2 tough games, because Liverpool we can go there and beat them.
when you
But in a
lose, Ty,
derby,
you can
Stormberg's
say
out the
that.
window,
When you
and
lose, Ty,
Brighton.
you can say that. But at the
Hmm.
moment, today, you are still in the race. Maybe you lose. By the way, maybe Arsenal lose the next 3 games and they're not in the race
Yeah,
anymore. But that's
Then
what
we'll
I'm
talk.
saying.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
still feel like we're. I would say like we in a race. It's not necessarily that we'll go through the end and actually win it, but we're in a
Yeah.
race, and regardless of us wanting it or not, or wanting it to say it out loud, I do believe that we are. But right now, but back to your question though, Mo, I do think that probably Ten Hag would want to potentially, like I said, close the gap, and then maybe there's a opportunity for sure for the Europa League. I feel like we beat out or knocked out one of the big favorites, Barcelona, but also United is as well a favorite in it.
You're
Arsenal.
actually you're actually the favorite. Based on all the odds, you are the favorite. You are plus
And
500
I
and
would second
Arsenal
that. I
plus
have, yeah,
700. So
sure,
you're actually the favorite. Juventus are plus 900. So
yep,
that you're actually the favorite.
yeah. So I definitely think that that's an opportunity. We can get a double. Like I was doing my own calling show on my show, and there was a couple of people saying like, people were basically bigging up a quad. Let's just say that it wasn't me, but people were saying stuff, and I was like, okay, whoa, a quad. I mean, hey, I'm not
Let
gonna
them
say
talk
no,
about
but
that. You give us that energy. I'll take it. I'll take it. But I'm not saying we're gonna do it, but I'll take it.
yeah,
My God. Okay,
I
thank you,
I would love
Sophia.
to have whatever you're drinking, but
Yes.
hey.
Yeah. Thank you, Sophia, for joining us. Appreciate it. We're gonna give
Yeah, thank you.
the other
Thank you.
guys a chance as well, but I appreciate it. We'll
Go
get
and
you on a
celebrate, Sophia.
Sophia. We'll get you on an
Yep.
actual like an hour or 2 hour show with us on Never Fall.
Oh, I would love that. I love your show. I mean,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
channel is
We'll
doing
get you
great.
one
So
time, and then we'll just
Thank
have
you.
a proper Man United talk. Then you, Cass,
We
and
will.
Ty.
Eric Ten Hag special. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, thank you.
Thank
Big
you
up
so
big
Egal
much.
up,
as well.
guys.
I'll see
Peace out.
Egal actually
Yes.
congratulating us in the comments. So I
Yeah.
love that.
Thank
so
you,
thank you,
Egal,
Egal. But yeah, thank you, Sophia.
thank you, Sophia.
Big
I
up.
appreciate it. Big up, man. Big
Bye,
up,
y'all.
Sophia.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Let me bring Olo. Let me make sure that Olo's mic is working. Olo, you can talk now. Yes, we can.
Can hear him.
Yeah. Let me just add you to the show first,
I
and
feel
then
like what she just said is kind of giving Olu even more ammo. He's probably happy he went second now because she was like, Arsenal ain't gonna win the league. City are going to, like, it's probably made him like, okay, I want to come on next. I'm
he's
ready.
here
I'm
with
ready.
us. He's here with us now.
Listen, first of all, good things come to those who wait. That's all that happens, man. I just wanted to give everyone, just let everyone get ready for me to come in. That's all it was, man. That's all it was. Now, listen, first of all, good evening, everyone. As per usual, love to everyone here. Love to everyone. Let me take Arsenal and just put that to one side. So I'll just say very quickly. I saw someone in the comments say Arsenal didn't play well at Leicester. To be honest, I think we made Leicester look bad. We pretty much killed the game through passing. I think everyone was saying before the game, oh, Leicester could beat us the same way Everton could beat us. And I said there was no chance. The reason why? No physicality in midfield. You want to beat Arsenal, you have to be physical enough in the midfield to hang with them. If you're going to have pretty little players try to play a passing game with Arsenal, stupid. So that game was a formality. Everyone says it's boring. It wasn't boring. It was just Arsenal made it look boring. It was simple as. Now, on Man United, you know what? You guys are so funny because you guys are changing the narrative so much. This team, I swear this team finished second a few years back, and you then added in Casemiro, Anthony, and Sancho, and Champions League Varane, and just to win a Carabao Cup. And the way some people are acting is like it's a miraculous thing. I don't see it as miraculous. I see this is where Man United should have been anyways. This is where you should have been. You had a blip. You had a bad season. And Ten Hag has done a really good job, but he hasn't done a transformative job because I think essentially Ole and Ragnick just shit the bed last year. This players that you are hyping up now are the same players who finished second and then were crap last year. So let's put everything in perspective. Again, I'm going to congratulate Man United because in the end, Man United is a big club. Winning is part of your DNA. And a good Man United is a good Premier League. That's the way I look at it.
Oh,
Rivalry aside, a good Man United is a good Premier League. And we have to, like, other fans in the league have to accept that that's the case. A bad Man United, I think, devalues the Premier League. So, again, congratulations to you guys. But I'm just saying that let's put into perspective. You didn't come in the mud out of the mud with Kolasinac and Mustafi and Bellerin. You guys have.
Ten Hag took over. Ten Hag definitely took over a better team than what Arteta inherited. I agree, but also I think what it is that Olu. I agree with you in terms of we finished second and then we added quality to our team after Ronaldo scored. I think I actually went to his debut game against Newcastle. People saying we're in the title race, but I think I look at it deeper than that, and I think even though we had a good team, the mentality of the squad, the way they'd been coached, the fitness, everything around the club was not great. You could work in a normal job and have 10 salesmen that are really good at their job. They come into work at your company, and obviously I'm not saying you individually, but there's a manager that's really not good there. There's no organization. It's a bit chaotic. He's not a people's person really, and he doesn't have a good bond with the team. They're not really willing to make them extra 10 sales calls that could earn an extra $5,000. There's little things that, the human has to feel. And Ten Hag has made us now feel is that, unity is one. Players all getting their minutes. He's rotating. He's got a good footballing base there. Everyone knows what they're doing. They know their roles. there's so much things that go into a football club. We're not talking about a team that's playing, you know, in the 8th tier of English football. We're talking about going for the Premier League, the highest of the highest, competing hopefully for the Champions League, you know, competing for the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. It's not just having the best players that will win you them cups and them trophies. It's about having a collective. So I agree with you in the terms of, we finished second and adding the quality players we did. But then, you know, some people said adding Ronaldo. Like me, I didn't want him. But people know him for the GOAT, but I thought he didn't suit the team. And actually, it can actually sometimes disharm in the team when you bring in an ego like that. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And I just think Ten Hag deserves his credit. And I think people know where we're heading. And I think it's exciting to see where we are in a year and a half from now.
I agree. Listen, like I said, Ole is that I miss Ole freestyle football. No. Shisha and vibes on the football pitch. That's what Ole was.
Them days are over. Them days are over.
But no, seriously, congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
I just want to put perspective onto these things because I just
it's a good point you made. You know, it was
needed.
A good point.
It's needed.
I actually like that point.
Now, Chelsea. Listen, in the words of Meek Mill, I used to pray for times like these. I used to pray for time like these because, Chelsea fans. I grew up in the 90s. I remember Torre Andre Flo, Winston Bogard. You guys, listen, the story of Winston Bogard. He came to your club, he got injured and refused to cancel his contract. I remember those days, you know. I remember, listen, okay, not Joe Vracazzola, but Poyet, Dennis Wise, Babayaro. Listen, Good Johnson.
I remember the Hasselbank Johnson partnership.
I remember the days where Chelsea were not this sweeping team, you know, winning trophies every now and then. And I think Chelsea fans have gotten very, 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 very greedy. Very, very greedy. And the reason why I said is that they've lost perspective. They've lost perspective of what football is. Mo, you're an Inter Milan fan.
Yeah.
Right? You remember the days where Inter Milan were not good. Right?
Yeah, all the time, yeah.
Okay, fine. Ty, last year, Man United were not good. In fact, for the past couple of years, Man United were not the same level as. I think Chelsea fans, they've got to get this idea that they were this big money ball club that was spending money left, right, and center and just winning trophies, you know, by just turning up. That's gone. That's first of all, football's moved past that. Everyone's got money now. It's not like back in the days when Abramovich came in and bought Damien Duff, Iron Robin, you know, Crespo, Varane, all these players. Like, he just put money and no one else compete with them. Like, Arsenal were trying to compete with Rosicky and some you know, next man and Man United were putting John O'Shea on the pitch with Wes Brown. Gone are those days. Everyone has got money now. And this idea where you think you just go out and splash money again and you think that because you splash all this money, you're going to just collect all these players and it's going to gel straight away. And remember last week, Mo, when I said too many fans play this game of, they knew this player and this player was amazing on Twitter, and you just realize they've never watched this player play before. Because what I'm seeing right now is a lot of people saying, Enzo's not a 6 anymore. Enzo's not a 6. I'm like, well, first of all, everyone keeps throwing out numbers 6, 8, so on and so forth. It doesn't matter. Can he defend? Can he not defend? Everyone on the pitch has got to do a job. If he can defend, that's his problem. It doesn't matter where his numbers got 6, 12, or 15. If he's getting run past, he's getting run past, right? So this whole tactical mentality that people have online, I'm a football scout, I play Football Manager 23, I was playing FIFA 23, I know X, Y, and Z, this player, Mudryk is the next best thing, da-da-da-da. Listen, Arsenal fans will get hyped over Mudryk. In my opinion, he was just going to be Theo Walcott for us. Off the bench, Arteta will try to mold him, but not starting. But Chelsea fans bought him. They were going with their, Arsenal mudded. We steal your players. You've got no pull, blah, blah. You never saw him play.
Absolutely fantastic what you're saying, Olo. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to bring Ty in this because yesterday. So what you say is absolutely the right way of putting it. People just watch compilations and think. I've watched yesterday, Ty, a compilation of Pogba at Man United. And if you watch that compilation, you would think this guy's time at Man United, he was better than Zinedine Zidane. But because the compilation has only these small moments, people don't watch the player. They don't know that he was injured. He was lazy sometimes on the pitch. He made a lot of mistakes sometimes. Coaches called him out. He was subbed out. You know the time at Man United, he was not a success, Paul Pogba, because of injuries, because of many factors, right? But if you watch that compilation, you would think this is the best player to ever exist in a Man United shirt. And I think that's what happens nowadays with social media. Scouts don't go out. People don't watch these players play. People don't. People watch compilations on Twitter and YouTube and think, oh, we're getting the next Lionel Messi. But did you actually watch the guy? No, they didn't. And they just judge people. I think this is what is happening in football right now.
I agree. I want to. I like what you said, and I do agree with it. I just disagree on Pogba because I think Pogba is world class. So I'm not saying
no. That's what I'm saying. I think Pogba was one of the best. Pogba at Juventus, one of the best midfielders at that time. The talent is
we just never.
undeniable.
The bottom line with Pogba, Mo, is we never got the best out of him with the squad around him.
But that's what I mean. Exactly.
But I agree.
Talent-wise, one of the best I've seen in the last 10 years. But
have you ever
never
got the best
that version?
Yes,
that version of Pogba never showed up at Man United. Only in moments.
No, I can understand. I think this era is quick to also criticize and throw away people straight away. Look at Anthony, for example, just at Man United. People were like, yeah, straight away, he's this and that, he's this and that. I'm saying that I want to see more from Anthony, which I'm allowed to say. That means he can improve. I'm not saying he's shit. I'm saying he can improve because that's what a player can do when you sign someone at 22 years of age. But there's some people out there that are saying, he's done, he's finished. The same with Olu. He'll know. With Martinelli yesterday, he scored the winner against Leicester. At halftime, he was getting bashed on Twitter. Take him off, put Trossard centre up front, and then do this and X, Y, Z. And then he scores 1 minute after halftime. And I saw people tweeting saying, oh, what are the Martinelli haters saying now? Obviously, football's a lot of here and now in the moment. And I tell you why, it's because we've all got the access to talk. When I was growing up, Mo, there was something here in the UK called teletext. Yes. I would be waiting for my team for the page to change just so I can see if we had scored or not. Ollie, you remember the days,
Of course. Born and bred on that.
Born and bred. Teletext, I'll know the numbers off by heart, 316, 332, and I'm waiting for the page to refresh. Trust me. And no one would have a say on football. You'd have to speak to your mates at work or speak to your friends at school and wait till Monday. Now, I could go on my phone and type anything. And whether people agree or not, I still put my voice out there. People now have access to do that. So I just think that's the era we live in. And some of it's good because there are some great opinions out there and some of it's not. But
that's why, Ty, on my Instagram, I have the note. Olo, did you see my note on Instagram?
Yep. Everyone thinks they can talk about this, but let's be real, you can't. Your vision is very limited.
No, fact, it's mad, isn't it? And I think on Chelsea, what I want to touch on is what I agree with Olu, that I feel like when you think about the days like the Hasselbagger Johnson and all them sort of days, and they were sort of on the rise, and then they got the takeover. The new sort of Chelsea fans, you could say, they've seen a lot of winning. That is one of the most successful clubs in the last 15 years when you add it all together. And I feel like what happens is when you're used to winning, you start to believe that you're entitled to win things when that is not the case, unfortunately. And that's for me as a Man United fan as well. Like, I accepted that we don't win things. And I'll be honest with you, it's not coming yet. But Man City fans, not all of them, but there might be a small portion because it's just the way human mind thinks. They would say Man City, don't win the league this year, but then next season, Man United get better and Chelsea and Liverpool spend, and then Man City don't win nothing for a few years. The Man City fans will feel hurt because they haven't won nothing for so long. But remember, they didn't win loads of things till like 12 years ago. So before that, that's what it was anyway. But your mind just changes. It goes with the times of, we've been winning things. And it's not nice for any fan, and any team can say it. Man United fans went through it. When David Moyes went and we didn't win nothing for years, it was like, well, we should be up there, but we have no right to be there. We just want that because that's what we've been used to. And Chelsea fans, like Ollie said, are going through that right now. And now they've got a position of, okay, normally we've got an owner that sacks managers really quick, and Roman Abramovich, but now they've got an owner that's saying that he's willing to back Graham Potter, and they've given him a 5-year contract. Now, Olu, Chelsea are in a position of, a long contract. Do they stick with him or do they get rid? Where do you think they head?
I think they've hedged their bets. Just to be now more serious and not joking too much anymore. I think they've hedged their bets on Potter. It's going to be very hard because I know everyone keeps talking about the backroom staff and so on and so forth, but what people have to realize is that it's an infrastructure, and an infrastructure means you're building from the foundation up. You're not just putting it on the top anymore. So you take you take everything that happened with Man United, right? When you had a foundation built on Ferguson, right? He was the actual foundation of the club, and when you took him away from that, and you tried to put Moyes on top of that, it started to topple because actually everything underneath wasn't in place. With Chelsea, what they've now done is they've said, actually, no, we're going to invest in the manager. We're going to invest in everything underneath. So everything should be built towards Potter. Now, if you're going to take him out of that, I mean, the reality most people say is, well, you could just replace the manager. But if the managers work so well with those people, it's harder to then actually uproot that, because how do you know, for example, if they're going to bring in, everyone says Luis Enrique is now everyone's sort of favorite person to bring up. Not forgetting that, until he got to Barcelona, he also struggled. But again, he went into a Barcelona team that had an infrastructure built on something. Now, if he's not actually suited for this Chelsea structure, it's hard. It's going to be hard just to bring a manager and put him in. So I think that the thing Bowley has done is that he's probably just said, look, we need to rebuild. In the same way Arsenal had to rebuild. We had to rebuild from the ground up. Edu, all the backroom staff, probably even the dinner lady and so on and so forth. We had to rebuild properly. Chelsea are going through that same process. The reality, though, is that I think what Chelsea fans can see is that the reality of where they are now versus what they think they should be is totally different. Mm-hmm. Everything that went through last year with the club almost going out of business and the government has messed them up. And I think they've now had short memories because Bowley is coming and splashed all this cash, not to realize that they were in massive turmoil going into the summer. And so it's going to take time. Now, is Potter the right manager? Look, this is what annoys me. If you take it back 6 months ago, everyone was saying Potter for England manager. Get Southgate out, get Potter in. And now 6 months down the line, we'll turn around and saying he's crap. Which is it? You can't, both things can't be right. Xavi was really good. And the same people who probably said they want Potter to replace boring Southgate are now the ones probably saying that he's crap. Those two things can't be right. So I just think that, look, Chelsea have hedged their bets in this. They've bought all these young players who, in my opinion, I don't know if they scouted properly to fit the system that they want to play. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. I wasn't in the room. I wasn't there with the scouts. But I think it's going to be very hard for them to move away from Potter. And I think that the only thing that's really going to get rid of him is going to be if it gets super toxic. And I'm talking Arsene Wenger toxic. And we were bad. Arsenal fans were bad.
Okay, if they lose to Leeds next week at home, does it get toxic like that?
I think it's already got toxic. I just don't think that it's got toxic to the point where in the stadium itself, you can feel the tension. Like when we were going through what we were going through with Wenger, and people wanted him out, you could feel the tension was in there. It was like fans were fighting each other over opinions. If that starts to happen in the stands in Chelsea, that's when they'll have to make a decision. And Wenger stood down because he realized that, look, it was going to harm the club more, him staying there than him not leaving. I think that's what Chelsea are going to go through. Now, the only difference
Ollie, if you watch the Chelsea game when they last lost at home to Southampton, the boos were alarming. They've now lost to Tottenham, and if they lose to Leeds at home, we're talking a Leeds team relegation battle at home. That could be the game that maybe doesn't make it super toxic, but that could be the game that turns it to be that way.
Yeah, but boos mean nothing because, like, look, you see half a game. Like, okay, a Man City's game, which was about 2 games ago. I know they were booing the ref, but it was boos. Like, boos don't really mean nothing. That's it. There you go. Boos don't really mean nothing, right? It's you're voicing displeasure. I'm talking when it gets really toxic, where you can physically see fans actually screaming at people and screaming at each other. That's when you start to realize. I think they'll start to think it doesn't make sense anymore. I think they've hedged their bets. They're probably going to go through this right because I know. He quoted Arteta, and I'm sure they've talked about this because there's no reason why you bring it up. They've probably talked about it and said, look, Arsenal went through the same process. Most clubs who have rebuilt have gone through this process, so we're going to back you. I'm going to back you to the summer until we can't back you anymore. So I think they're going to go through. I think Chelsea fans just have to accept it and spend more time trying to galvanize your team than trying to tear it down. That's my thing. But look, football fans, we're emotional, we're very fickle, and we think our players are the best in the world one day, and then the next day we think they're absolutely shit. So it is what it is.
Okay,
Mo, do you want to ask him anything on Arsenal?
No, I want to ask him something, and it's a yes or no. Are Man United have a chance of winning the title, Olo?
Yes. It's a chance this small, but they've got a chance. And the reason why I say that is because a league is a Premier League is 38 games, and no one can predict what happens in 38 games. So until it's mathematically impossible, I'll always believe a team near the top has got a chance of winning it.
And based on the form, you think they can go on a run or something, winning like?
No, I think they'll lose very soon.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because I've seen a lot of games where the goals have masked the performance.
And you only can do that for so long, you think?
Yes, and even Arsenal, we've done that, but I think there's a difference in that. I think Ten Hag and Man United are still trying to find a full identity as a team.
Definitely.
You're not a defensive team, but you're playing as a defensive team. Whereas I think Arsenal found their identity as a team, but they're just not playing as well as they did at the start of the season. So I think once teams fall to the default, it's easier to continue a run than if you're just sort of scraping through by playing above where you're meant to be.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I said, like I said, if we beat Liverpool and Brighton, I will have that conversation because then that's with 10 games to go. But for now, game at a time.
Enjoy the cup. But anyway, thank you all for calling in. I appreciate it, man.
No worries. I think it's Liverpool.
Yeah, we'll give it a chance.
I think it's Liverpool. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Peace, man. Ty, you want to stay in or you want to bring Daps in? It's up to you.
Let Daps tell me when he's ready. Daps can just let me know when he's ready.
Yeah,
he's ready. Oh yeah, you do it now. That's perfect. Yeah, because I've done it. I was lovely.
Let me
I was
just
going to ask Daps, is the fight on yet? Is the fight on yet? Okay. Sick. But yeah, let me know when Daps is in, Mo, and then I'll leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Daps instead of Ty, guys, and then we'll just go from here.
Guys,
Ty,
make sure while Mo's doing that, make sure you smash a like, make sure you subscribe. Cass has put a comment in as well. If you want to become a member and get part of the calling show, please become a member on the link Cass has put in the chat. Obviously, we welcome all guys from all football places all over the world just to kick back, talk on a Sunday. And like I said earlier as well, so it's nice to come on in a good mood today. And hopefully Daps will now follow on with them good spirits. Man City winning. And then all the callers waiting. Big up as well. But yeah, Mo, you can take me out when I'm done.
Thank you.
Yeah, big up, man.
Big up. And I'm just bringing Daps in, people. Guys in the background, it is going to be Mike, the next caller, and then Nipun, the next one. Okay. Daps is here with us, people. Well, Daps, you're here. I'm going to bring Mike in, of course, while you do that. And also we have Reece in the background as well. So Daps, you're in the show, my friend. How did you feel about Man United winning the Manchester City Cup?
It's not us no more. We gave it up 2 years ago now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we knew they were going to win it, innit? The minute they scored one goal, it was always going to be them, innit? Really, so yeah, it's what it is, man. Yeah, I mean, United fans are celebrating like they've just won the league. They should celebrate. Let me be clear. All fans should celebrate when they win something.
Mike is here with us. He's a Man United fan, by the way.
That's fine. But I would say, like, United fans a year ago when Liverpool won it, yeah, you were probably saying, why Liverpool making out this is an important cup, right? But now, and it's just funny. It is what it is. Listen, a cup's a cup. They should celebrate it. They are the informed team in the Premier League. Like, we have to be clear with that at the moment. Like, they just beat Barcelona. They're through to the next stage of the Europa League. They're going to win that as well and go through to the next stage of that. Don't know, how many points are they to City?
Oh, 6. We have a game in hand, though.
So 3, technically.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, listen, we can joke and say the quad is on, yeah? But a quad.
That's
a
a
quad.
joke. That's
yeah.
a joke, Daps.
No, it's not. Why is it a joke? Why is it a joke?
Because you have to win the league and at least you win the league or a Champions
No,
League.
I
and with
understand how
some
you get a
cup.
quad, bro. I'm well aware of how you get a quad.
No.
I
But
understand
you saying in a
but why
quad,
is it a joke?
you're being
Hold
sarcastic,
on.
right?
Hold on.
You're being
Come on.
sarcastic.
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
You're not.
No, I'm not. Bro, right. They've just won the Carabao, yeah? They are 3 points off City. We're in a title race. United fans need to stop this "we're not in a title race" bullshit, right? You are in a title race. Stop trying to do this one game at a time bullshit. All that bullshit. You are in a title race. The Europa League, personally, I think they could win it. I mean, Juventus are in there. Arsenal are in there. But based on form, United could win. United could do a quad. They could do a quad. Is it the official quad? No. Could they do a quad? Yes. Listen, United fans last season were telling Liverpool fans they were in to do a quad. So, same energy. United, you're in to do a quad, right? And I'm not saying that so that when you don't do it, it makes it look rubbish, because this is Ten Hag's first season. If you win 2 trophies, that's a phenomenal first season. But everyone needs to stop downplaying the fact that they could, because they're in Europe. They're not in the Champions League mode. This is the Europa League. There is a difference. However much people want to say, "Oh no, it's the better tournament this season." No, it's not. Right? The teams in there are not better. Right? There is no Real Madrid. There is no Napoli. Right? So it's not the better tournament. United could win the Europa League easily. Right? The hardest one out of the 4 for United to win is the league. Would you agree, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think we'll win the league. I think we're in a title race. I have conceded that fact. I tweeted. I think I tweeted last week. I said it's time to go hunting. We have to hunt down Arsenal and Man City. First, Man City, obviously, because you guys are only 3 points ahead of us. But Europa League, I expect to win. I'm not scared of Arsenal on a European night. Never will be. Prem's a little different.
That's the key, yeah, and that's a really good point. The fact that, like, I remember, Mo, it might have even been while you were here, me and Cass, or it might not have been, me and Cass having a conversation, right? And I said to him, the thing is with, like, we were talking about heritage in Europe, right? And how when you've done something in Europe, how important that is. And I said, the mad thing is that if Man United qualify this season for Champions League next season, Man United will go into the Champions League next season thinking we could win this. No,
I agree with that. I said next year,
because,
depending on the signings we make, I think we can make the semifinals of the Champions League next year.
And that is because, like, heritage in cup competitions, heritage is a huge thing, bigger than in the league. So, based on that, the Premier League's the hardest one. As for the FA Cup, look, we're still in it. That could be an interesting one. I
think that'll be the final, unless they, like, obviously depending on the draw. But I think you guys are gonna make sure that you win at least 1 trophy this year. You can't go a season without a trophy, so you're gonna.
Oh, Bristol away, innit? Tuesday. That's the next round.
We have West Ham Wednesday out, but it's at home, so I think we'll be bouncing coming off the confidence with the Cup. So
see, I'm not gonna lie. The Bristol one, when I look at it, and I look, it's off the back of, was it 4 away games already? Right? Does Gomez start? Does Calvin Phillips start? All of a sudden, do we look a bit vulnerable? So, look, we need to go. But you're right. We can't be taking the FA Cup now. Like, oh, no, you know what? Let's go out. Because we're out the Carabao. You lot have won that. The league is, we're not on like 80 points and going to do 100 points. This is a trophy. Because if we don't get a trophy this season, it's a fucking awful season. It's a dog shit season. So we can't be laughing at the FA Cup or thinking we're not that bothered about the FA Cup this season. So.
Yeah. But now for today, Man United, it's been 2,102 days since we won a trophy. That's been a long time. 2,102 days. That's how long it was since we last won a trophy. There's like a Twitter account that has that tweets every single day since Man United won a trophy. Officially now it's at 0. But man, that was a nervous game. I thought Newcastle.
I didn't watch the game. How were Newcastle? Were they?
They had most of the ball. They dominated the possession, but I think that we were comfortable. I think they only had like 2 shots on target. It was a decent game. I just thought once we got that first goal, I think we were gonna win once we got that first goal, because we scored 2 in like 6 minutes. So it was like very quick succession, and from then on, I think we dominated. And mostly because for me, the biggest advantage we had was we had the winners on the pitch. Casemiro, Varane, they were
Yeah,
they were two of the best players on the pitch for us, especially Casemiro. That guy. He was smiling. I saw there's like pictures of him smiling more for this trophy than when he won like his 5th Champions League. Like it's just a new challenge.
It's another trophy, isn't it? It's a new one to him. This is a thing. This is something I think I've spoken earlier about at City at the moment, that we've got a lot of players that have won pretty much, apart from the Champions League, they've won multiple times, most trophies in the Premier League now. And I think we massively need a refresh because there's less desire. Like the whole silk pajamas thing it's not a myth. It isn't a myth. Just quick, how do you feel about Maguire lifting the trophy?
That was a big discussion this week. I really didn't care, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, I get that. You should.
He's the club captain, and it was actually, you know what? Fair enough to him. His ego wasn't big enough for him to lift it by himself. He let Bruno lift it with him, so fair enough to that.
Was that his choice as well? Yeah.
Yeah, it was his choice because he's a club captain, so it's up to him to decide like who lifts or not. Fair enough to him, man. He goes out with the trophy. You know what? He didn't go down as one of the few club captains at Man United to not win a trophy. So you know what? Fair enough to him.
Mike, do you see really this is a start of a domination, or do you see this in just a step in the right track, or do you see this a huge step in terms of dominating?
Domination. Sorry.
In terms of, I don't think we'll ever dominate like we used to. I think that's impossible. There's too many strong teams in the Premier League. Man City, Arsenal on the rise. Newcastle are going to come up as well. Chelsea eventually, maybe we'll figure things out. God knows how they will do that. But I think that we could start something with Erik ten Hag. He's the first manager since Ferguson where I believe that we could start like not like a dynasty or sorts, not domination. Like we could win maybe like 2 Premier Leagues in like the next 5 years.
I thought Mourinho won you a trophy and you came second behind City. So
yeah, but I think with Mourinho, and he never gave me with Mourinho. You never think long term with Mourinho. It's always short term. Like he's never the guy that you think in 5 years he'll be there. He's never lasted that long at a club to begin with. It's always a short term. With Ten Hag, he is a project manager in a sense. I could see Erik ten Hag being here for the next decade. He loves that club that much. So
you can, because someone said to me the other day that they could see him ending up going Real Madrid or somewhere like that.
I mean, he might. I mean, if Real Madrid comes calling, he'll probably. I don't know if he'll leave or not. I mean, he's the Ajax boy, so he's more of the Barcelona route. That's what they mostly go with. I think Bayern will be the one club that I've always feared because he used to coach there in the academy, so he's always admired Bayern. So that might be the one club. But if he continues to win with us, he could create a legacy that you never know what could happen. So
I think the ownership will be very important as well.
I mean, we'll see because obviously Qataris are, if the Qatar buys us, like that one person, they're not known to be very project manager. They're very quick to change stuff. So if they never agree with Ten Hag, you never know what could happen. But I don't think they'll have it because the fan base loves Ten Hag so much. He's kind of like saved us in a sense. So
yeah, you don't think this is just a honeymoon period?
No, I don't think so.
So you think that in 7 years can he do what Pep did?
I don't think we'll win 4 and 5 or something like that. But I think he could win. I think he could win us like two Premier Leagues and maybe like a Champions League in 7 years. I think he could do that with the right investment and with the squad that we have now. We have a lot of good players, and if we do get the right ownership that will get the right structure in place, the money will always be there. Right? We'll always spend money. We just spent 250 million this summer. So the money is not the question. It's how you spend that money.
Yeah, I agree.
This summer we spent the money very well because we brought in one of the best DMs on the planet. We brought in Lisandro Martinez, who has developed into one of the best center backs, at least in the league. Let me not say the world yet, but I do really want to say that.
So you see United as a big fish now.
They are a big fish, bro.
We are a big fish. We're one of the 3 biggest clubs on the planet.
No. There's a difference between footballing big fish and actually
on the pitch.
On the pitch. Yes.
On the pitch, I said this season right now we're a top 5 team in Europe. There's maybe bar on a UCL night, Real Madrid and Napoli. I think
top 5 teams in the world now. Is that what you're saying?
This season, right now, in current form, what team is better than us except Napoli? We've lost 1 game since November.
Okay. Bro, on form, yeah.
That word inform, Daps. Can you deepen? Can you?
Oh, do you know what? Bro, no. But here's the thing now, yeah. Like, I was deep in the conversation someone was having the other day where they were comparing Saka and Foden, right? And I was like, we have to be. Generally, when people are saying this question now, they're meaning like, bro, TikTok, shorts, all this shit, yeah. No one is talking in the last year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. Everyone's talking the last 2 weeks. That's what any comparison is now the last 2 weeks. That's it. Yeah. Right. So on this conversation, we could expand this to 6 months. And if we're talking the last 6 months, that in this modern day, 6 months is a big sample size. In my life, it isn't. But in this world now, 6 months is a big sample size. And based on that, Man United, yeah, on the form in the last 6 months, yeah, he's right.
I mean, when you look at the teams around Europe, Real Madrid, right? They're 8 points behind Barcelona. We just dominated Barcelona over 2 legs. Real Madrid, we saw what Real Madrid did to Liverpool. PSG, they're not some super team. Yeah, they have Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar, but they could get any game. They've lost like 3 of their last 4 in Ligue 1 before beating Marseille today. Bayern Munich were drawing games for like a month in a row before they finally kicked some stuff in. Man City, we beat them a month ago. Arsenal, we beat them in the season 2. So if you look at the teams around Europe, we have the coach that could do it.
So you are the best team in the world now. What you just explained, that you're the best team in the world.
We're not the best team.
You know what they've got at the moment? That's massive.
Yeah.
Momentum.
Yeah, of course, I understand that, and
they've got the most momentum.
They have discipline, Daps.
You know what this is, and also it's not even the players, bro. There's maybe Pep and Arteta who have kind of outcoached Ten Hag. There's not another coach on the planet that I think can outcoach Ten Hag in a one-game battle. In my opinion, I think he go toe-to-toe with any manager on the planet, and we have. It's not our squad.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself.
That's just me, man. Bro, I said this.
Yeah, you asked him questions to lead him down a route. That's what you did.
Like, but I said, bro,
he's getting ahead of himself.
I don't even care, man. Bro, I've said this, bro. I'm
just creating a conversation, Daps.
I have players that I could trust. I could go to war with, and I trust my players to win any game. They've shown me that the mentality has shifted. The Barcelona, the crowd, and even today, the Man United of 2 years ago would have lost this game. Absolutely no shot. Villarreal was a tough test too. Newcastle.
Well, I've been talking about your home form as well. Your home form.
We've lost 1 game at home, and ever since then we haven't lost one.
Our home form's better, may I add, but we move.
Anyway, Mike, I know we're gonna meet on Grigs' channel or here as well, but thank you for the call in. Appreciate it. I was just teasing you, man. Congratulations. Enjoy it.
I know. You know what? When I did a show with you, probably about a year ago, it was a different Mike. You weren't smiling then.
That was after Liverpool beat the shit out of us. So yeah.
I'm gonna give you one advice that I always tell people: don't let anybody take that joy from you and keep telling you. Just enjoy it. Really celebrate, enjoy it as a football fan. Don't let anybody tell you it's a small trophy. A trophy is a trophy. You want it fair and square. And just enjoy it, man. Really enjoy it.
Yeah, real talk. And here's one thing I would say as well to any fan and any fan base, yeah. When you win a trophy, don't the first thing you do want to be jumping on social media and rubbing it in other people's faces, yeah? Like, real talk. Celebrate with your own fan base, yeah? That is the best feeling. Celebrating it with your fan base. Have conversations with other United fans. Because the minute you start... You're rubbing it in people's faces, and I'm not saying you, Michael, but people rub it in other people's faces. Then they'll come back with, well, it's a Mickey Mouse Cup and all that shit. Bro, go and celebrate with your fan base. Like, 'cause that is ultimately, that's the best feeling. Fuck all other fan bases, yeah? Like, this is one thing why I love European away days, yeah? Because you are with your fan base, away from everyone else, yeah? Just in your own little bubble, living your club, right? So just enjoy it, and you should enjoy it, man.
Enjoy it, 100%. Man. Enjoy it. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining.
Here, guys.
Appreciate it. We'll get the next one. Thank you. Let me get the next caller in quickly before, and make sure, people, I want you guys to hit that like button. I'm not sure if we are on 100 likes yet. Let me check to see.
We're not. We need to get higher, people. So
guys, we have get that 100 likes for me. Please hit that like button for me, please. I want the counter to go up. Please, it looks like this. I'm going to say it again. It looks like this. It's free. It's free. It's underneath your live chat. Please hit that like button for me. And
if you hit it hard enough, you might get a free gift in the post.
You might. And Nipun is here with us, a Chelsea fan, of course. Welcome. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Are you? Yeah.
How are you?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
How are you?
So. Just trying to get over a family tragedy of mine.
Oh, condolences.
Oh, yeah. My uncle
Oh, condolences, man. I'm sorry.
So
Sorry for your
yeah,
loss.
not good on or off the pitch at this moment in time, unfortunately.
Okay. Well,
Sorry for your
yeah,
loss,
I'm
man. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
May they rest
Yeah.
in peace.
Anyway. So I just wanted to. I don't know what team you support. The one who's below, who's waiting in the background.
It doesn't.
no
Don't
one
worry
can
about
see
it.
him, so don't worry. No one can
Don't
see
worry
him.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, I don't know who he supports. But yeah, congratulations, Man United, on winning their first trophy in 6 years. Is it?
Yeah, about 6 years, I think it is.
Yeah, look, don't let, like Chav said, don't let anyone take that joy away from you, because that's just going to instigate a social media war.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is a thing, is because I've seen people, one or two people already saying, oh, you know, people are trying to downplay this trophy, but it's because some of their fan base are trying to, like, their first go-to is to go online and rub it in other people's faces. So then, obviously, naturally, people are going to go, well, no problem. We're now going to kind of have our own back and say, well, it's a tin pot trophy anyway. So the best
That's
thing
just
is
a
to
shit
enjoy it. They
house.
should enjoy it. A trophy's a trophy. For me, the Carabao Cup is like, back in the day, it used to be the FA Cup was so much better than the Carabao Cup. It really hasn't got that aura anymore. For me, both of them nowadays are kind of similar. They're both cup competitions. That's it.
Except that one's played in the latter half of winter, while the others played in the summer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's probably quite a good way of summing that up, to be fair. Yeah.
You had some
Although if
questions.
you're a lower league
Nipun.
team, you start a lot earlier.
You had some questions. I know that you had some questions in the comments. If
Yeah, it was for the United fan who was on here earlier on. It was like, if Eric Ten Hag had joined immediately after Jose got sacked, do you think they would have won at least one Premier League by now? Or not really, because Liverpool and Man City were too strong?
So, yeah, Naj.
It's
so
very
Jose,
hypothetical, though. It's very hypothetical.
No, but hold on. Jose, so Jose, when did Jose get sacked?
2008.
I think in
first season, was it?
I think 2019. Then Ollie came. Then
Nah.
Ralph.
That Liverpool City era was too good. United wouldn't have. Nah.
They would have won a trophy, though. No.
Oh, not a Premier League though. Not a Premier League.
Of course.
You just have to look at the points that the seasons you're talking about. The points that City and Liverpool were putting up with different gravy. Like at the moment, I've had that conversation with a few City fans recently that have been trying to compare the City team now to like the 2017 to 2019 City. It's like, it's not comparable. That Manchester City was a lot younger, but then with some very serious experienced players, but ultimately as a group very hungry. Same with Liverpool. That Liverpool group was starving. That Man United team just didn't have the same. You know what? They didn't have players like Casemiro. They didn't have leaders, to be fair.
They didn't have winners in their team.
Nah, that's what United have got now. They've got some characters. They've got some real characters in their squad now.
And I feel you need that in a in a winning team. Like, for example, when Chelsea were in their golden period, we had players like Terry. We had players like Vidic, Drogba, and even to a more recent. Oh, sorry. Oh, I had a howler there.
That would have been a great one if you had Vidic, to be fair. But no, you're right. Do you know what, Nipun? I was actually looking. I was having this conversation the other day. Right, when I think about the Chelsea team that beat City in the final, yeah. And then I think.
Don't tell me you're still bitter about that, Daps. Don't tell me you're still bitter about that.
No, not at all. I was thinking about it and thinking how mad it is, because if I look at that Chelsea, then I look at the Chelsea that won the Champions League previously. The difference, right, between those two Chelsea teams, that we really should have fucking battered you. Like, to be frank with you, because that Chelsea.
I even remember predicting a loss on match day. I said, I don't think we're winning this game.
But when you look at that Chelsea team that won the Champions League previously, that was a prime, exactly what we're talking about, characters in the team. And you said Lampard, you said Terry, you said Drogba. You could keep going, like players that we wouldn't even list as part of your spine that still had serious character in that first Champions
We
League.
had leaders in that first Champions League winning squad.
Yeah.
The only true leader we have at our club at this moment in time is Thiago Silva.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, wishing him a speedy recovery. It's never nice to see a player injured.
Is he injured?
I think he picked up a knock, but he was taken off just for precautionary purposes. And plus, he's not getting any younger either.
No, well, hopefully that means his wife will stop tweeting about the manager and that.
Look, man. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the manager now. I get a lot of shit from Chelsea fans for saying this, but I'm saying we should keep him until at least the end of the season. Because realistically, who are we going to get? Luis Enrique won't go anywhere mid-season. Zinedine Zidane only wants the France job where Didier Deschamps goes. And Hansi Flick, unless you offer him a massive buyout clause, he's not leaving the Germany job.
You could offer him that though.
Yeah, we could offer him the same thing as we did Potter, like a massive pay rise and a buyout clause. Other than that, I see him staying with the national team until after the World Cup. But if Potter was to get sacked tomorrow, which I don't think he will, my options would either be, my first two choices would either be Hansi Flick or Luis Enrique.
Or Neville Longbottom.
Look, this is football, not this is Hogwarts.
Very true, very true. No, I think I'm right. I like Potter, and I think it was crazy anyone saying, because I get what Todd's trying to do with Potter, 100%. You know, long-term success, not just peaks and troughs, and the better quality of football. But do you know what? For me, it's never going to work now. Right? He never got the dressing room, and then you've gone and bought bigger stars. He's never going to have that dressing room. This is not going to. He's not going to turn this round. Right? It's not going to turn it round at all.
Look, as much as I want to back him, I don't think he's turning it around either. I have to 100%
Why do you want to back him,
with you.
Nipun? Why do you want to back him? Why do you want to? What's the reason for that?
Because he's only been in charge for less than a year. I want to give him at least until the summer. And if things still stay the way they are, then I'm saying, nah, get rid and find someone who can actually, well, I don't think he can take this team forward anyway.
So in that
And I've
case,
already
you've got to replace him.
Yeah, we've got to replace him. But who with? Luis Enrique, unless, like I said, Luis Enrique isn't going to join anyone unless... No, he's not going to join anyone until the summer. Hansi Flick, unless you offer a massive buyout of his contract, he's not going anywhere. Those are the two managers who are realistically good enough to take this team forward.
But what I would say is, I do get you, but right now, right, can you see Chelsea winning a game?
If I'm honest with you, I don't see where our next win's coming from.
Right. Your next win will probably be when a different manager joins the team.
Probably. And you know what? I think the writing is already on the wall.
Do you know what?
I don't know if you watched the derby, the Chelsea Tottenham game. But if you saw that look on Todd Bowley's face, he's like, nah, I've had enough.
And I this is the thing. I think your next win comes when a new manager comes in, because I don't think your players are playing for him. I don't think your players are interested in anything to do with this manager now. And I don't know what the solution is, but because I do hear you. If you get rid of him, I don't think necessarily you're going to find an instant replacement. But
honestly, I think we just get an interim until the end of the season and then hire someone like a Hansi Flick or a Luis Enrique.
But I personally think you'd probably be at this point better getting in an interim for like the next couple of months. I don't know.
That's literally what I said, Daps.
Yeah.
You're proving my point.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were saying keep him on as an interim. No.
No. I said look, I've already said I'm backing him, but if Todd sacks him, an interim would be the best way until the end of the season, and then hire a permanent replacement.
Yeah, I can't. Honestly, it has got to a point now where
it's reached the point of no return.
For him at all.
It's reached the point of no return. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Because look, there are a lot of other Chelsea fans who would fabricate and say, "Oh, we're going to turn this around. We're going to turn this around." For me, even until quite recently, I was one of them, and I'm like, "Nah, we're not turning this around."
No, you're not. You're not now. You're not.
I think you should sack him before the Dortmund game. If you sack him before the Dortmund game, you might have a chance to go through. I think with
of course. Did you?
Yeah,
did
you know what, Mo, you're right.
Did you watch that game against Tottenham? By the way,
yes.
If you saw that look on Todd Bowley's face, that tells me that the moment the game finished, he was writing out a P45 and emailing it to Graham Potter. That's what that look told me.
Yeah.
I think so.
You have a problem. You have a financial problem, and that's what's stopping.
No, they don't, Mo. I'm not sorry. I'm not even.
No, we don't.
Oh, you didn't hear me talk
I'm sorry.
before,
How can you have a financial problem
and
spend 600 million on players?
That's the problem. I'm not sure if you were here before that. So I read this article a couple of days ago about the financial fair play. The problem with sacking Potter, if he is to get that compensation right away, they're gonna have to answer to financial fair play because they're gonna be negative. There is a limit, and they're gonna be beyond that limit. They
have a termination clause in his contract.
Exactly. So
that termination. So realistic. It has to be mutual in theory, consent. we don't owe him anything.
Termination clause. That means you have to pay him some money.
But not the whole 60 million.
Not the six, but I'm saying that termination clause. It has to be mutual agreement where you pay him over a period of time. Because this year,
did he also get 60 million over 7 years?
No, it's either that or the termination clause, one or the other.
I don't know, but that's what I read. But anyway, I think Chelsea are. I don't like what they did buying players. And I expressed that, and I'm sorry for the fans that you have to go through this. However, you have been here before. You did this before. It's the way you do it. It's ups and down. When you sign up to support Chelsea Football Club, it's ups and down, even with spending money. You win big, but you also go very, very deep in the trenches. And it's just how you sign it.
Look, I'm just one of those fans who's known the club before the money. I remember the players. Gianfranco Zola is the reason I started supporting the club.
Yeah. Anyway,
and
go ahead.
And Chelsea was exciting to watch.
Huh?
That Chelsea was exciting to watch.
Yeah, and believe it or not, the year Man United won the treble, we were actually in a title race with them. I think we finished second that season.
I can't remember. We were probably in the championship at that point. So
I don't. Feel free not to answer. But how young are you, Daps?
I'm young enough. I'm young enough to know better. No, old enough to know better. Young enough to still enjoy myself.
Okay.
I'm an 80s baby. Put it that way.
You look much younger. I'm going to put it that way.
Well, if you can see the grays in the beard, you might not agree, but and let alone if this came off.
Thank you, Nipun, for calling. I really appreciate
it. It was nice calling in. I'll see you on next week's show, hopefully.
See you. Thank you, Nipun. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man.
Bye.
We got the next caller is
Reece.
Let me just get Reece in.
People, please make sure the likes are up past 100. Give them a check. If they're not past 100 already, give the likes a tap and get them past 100, please.
Reece, you are with. No, yes, you are with us, my friend. Who do you
Yeah.
support? I don't know actually. How are you
City.
doing?
I'm a City fan. Yeah, I'm a City fan.
Ah,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So how are you?
Yeah. Yeah, good performance at the weekend. Nice to get back to winning ways after I think was it the Leipzig result and the Forest result, but yeah, it was a good result. Good result.
Yeah. Were you happy? See, I'm happy with very happy with the performance.
Yep.
I mean, look, conceding a goal was frustrating, but it's kind of a bit like when we conceded against Villa when a change was made, and it's like, look, if that isn't our, it just kind of confirmed as well that on our bench,
Yeah.
our bench isn't good enough at the moment. Our bench needs.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I made the point. I think a couple of weeks ago. Back like I've said before, like people obviously think our squad's like amazing and everything, but like honestly, if you look at our bench, like these days, a lot of the time we have like 2 or 3 of like our academy products on the bench these days, and if you go back to Centurions Formidables days, our bench was stacked, and it's not that anymore. It's not.
Nah. I mean, back then you'd have like Foden would be the youngster.
I mean, yeah,
Now
you had like what's it, Fernandinho's, David Silva, De Bruyne, and you'd have like Bernardo, Gundogan, Stones, Danilo, all them. But yes, it's not quite that anymore. But yeah, I think on the point, obviously on the goal we conceded, I just think it's like you said, I think it just shows that whenever we do make changes to the team, it's just our team's just not as stable over the pitch as it is with our first teamers on the pitch.
Agreed, totally agreed.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Bristol game?
Yeah, I think we should win. I'd personally go strong because I think obviously we've got a good chance of winning it. And I mean, the way we've performed this season, there's no guarantee we're going to win the league or the Champions League.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds mad, but we do have to like. Are we all still here?
He's gonna be back. I think his connection dropped, but he'll be back.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah. Well, on that point, with the with this, I mean, Mo, don't you think it's mad that we are at a stage now as a City fan where we're saying we do need to take the FA Cup seriously?
Yeah, 100%.
Because if we don't win, like at the moment, our form, the Champions League, we get Napoli. I can't see us beating Napoli in the Champions League. I really can't.
Let me just tell you something. I'm not. Are you really now looking past the Leipzig game?
We can't look past any game, bro.
Exactly.
I've been saying this.
Exactly. So Napoli, not Napoli, Real Madrid. It's everybody.
Oh no. Hold on. But right, I'm not looking past the Leipzig game.
Oh,
okay. But what we're talking about. This conversation has come off the back of me talking about winning a trophy. Yeah. So look, is Leipzig at home a foregone conclusion? No. But should we beat Leipzig at the Etihad, where we still have the best record in the Premier League at home this season? Yeah. Right? So should we beat Leipzig at home?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Right. So, however, do I then think that if we were to get Napoli or Real Madrid in the next round, or Bayern Munich, that over 2 legs, we could beat them?
You're not confident, but it's everybody's game.
And do you know the most bizarre thing? Do you know we're still the favourites to win the Champions League?
You are. The reason why you are is that because people looked at Real Madrid last year. You know, Real Madrid were 5th favourite last year, and they won it all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, but hold on. But that is not a fair comparison, right? Because Real Madrid have won how many Champions Leagues?
Yeah, they won 14.
So when they haven't won their league, yeah, they've still been like last season. They weren't great.
They won the league.
But they weren't great last season, Mo. They weren't.
They're still not great. They're still not great this year.
Exactly. But they win Champions Leagues when they're not great. Yeah, we haven't won one yet. Well, I just told you we failed to beat a bang average Chelsea team when we reached the final. So the fact that every season the Champions League just go, oh, you know what? Let's just make City favourites to win it. Why? Like, what have we done to make them think we're going to win the Champions League? It's kind
I think
of mad.
Haaland is there. I think Haaland being there.
No, start the season, but odds change through the season.
Yeah, they
so
do.
how the odds are still like that? It's come on, man. It's a bit.
But I think everybody, because everybody's not playing well, we are actually deceived by that 5-2 against Liverpool. We are really deceived. Bayern Munich are not great. Real Madrid are not great.
Oh, we're not deceived, bro. No, we're not deceived. What we saw is that Real Madrid have the mentality to get it done. I'm not saying, bro, they might have been worse than Liverpool on the night. They still won 5-2.
But that's why people, like, when you make the odds, they make based on their local form, not only European heritage and stuff. You know, the odds are not like being on, like, because Real Madrid are 10 points behind Barcelona in the league, and we saw Barcelona just get beat by United both games.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's
so
what
do you think they make sense, like, that City should be favourites to win the Champions League?
In my opinion, if you ask me today, who would you pick to win the Champions League? If you go past Leipzig, I'll pick Man City.
Reece, how do you feel about that?
And I have my team in it. You know, I have my team in it. And I say I'll pick Man City to win the Champions League.
Look, I'll touch on the FA Cup quickly because I think my connection went.
Yeah.
I think we've got to go strong because you saw in the Southampton game when we made changes, it didn't work. So for me, like I said, FA Cup, we've got a great chance. There's just United and Spurs left. So it might end up being our best chance to win a trophy. So I think we have to play a strong team.
Well, you just said Spurs are in it, bro.
Yeah, we can't seem to beat Spurs these days.
Do you know, Spurs are still in that, and they're still in the Champions League at the moment.
I know.
I'm just thinking, fucking Spurs fuck off, right? Because,
yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I want them out of the Champions League.
We could get to the end of the season, and we can have Spurs. We can have Spurs in the FA Cup one week, and then Spurs in a Champions League final the next week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad.
And we can end up winning fuck all because of Spurs.
Because of Spurs, yeah. No, it is
let's
that.
be clear, they ain't going to win a trophy, so that's not going to happen. But you get what I'm saying. I don't want to. I really want the winner of Inter and Inter. Who's
Porto?
Yeah. That's
Or Benfica and is it who did they play? Not Frankfurt.
Who did Benfica play?
Club Brugge, that was it.
Oh yeah, or one of them. Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously we drew to Leipzig. I back us to win the return leg, but I just don't see us winning it based on our form. I think people are always going to have City as favourites because I don't know. I think people will always have City as favourites until they end up winning it. I just think that's how it will be. So
do you think because it's an
as
easy
long
choice,
as we're up there.
Do you think because it's an easy choice?
I think so. I think it's like the fact it's just people think City are going to get it right like one year.
Yeah.
So that's why we're always favourites. It's just like there's going to be a point where City are going to win it and the bookies can go, there we go. And then after City win it, I don't think we'll be favourites again for it. But I just think until we win it, we'll always be up there as favourites as long as we're obviously competing for everything. But yeah, I don't see us winning it at the minute so far. We're just a bit too inconsistent. But hopefully things change.
That's the thing. And let me. Here is the thing that if we go on a run in the Premier League and get a run of, then I'll be like, oh yeah, we can win this. I'm not saying City can't win the Champions League. We can. But at the moment when I'm looking at it, like we beat Arsenal, we beat Villa, but then we went and dropped points to Forest.
Yeah.
Then we drew with Leipzig. Great game at the weekend, right? Great game at the weekend. But if we beat Bristol and then we beat Newcastle United and then we beat Leipzig away at home, that's a 4-game run. That's the best we've done for a long time this season.
We've not won more than 3 games in a row in the Premier League this season.
No, since
exactly.
October, you didn't.
And that's what I'm saying. That the Arsenal result was great, but if you can't build off the back of that,
exactly, it's pointless.
Ultimately it's good. Look, as a fan, of course, I'm happy if we're not losing, right? But we can't start getting carried away and going, right, and this is the bit that I don't understand when people say, nah, do you know what? I think we're going to do the Champions League this season. I'm like, based on what? Because I'm not seeing, like, And the thing is that if I look at the Leipzig game, which was a different tournament to the Premier League and to the Carabao Cup, we showed similar issues. No subs, great first half, one half, but we can't hold on. Manchester City's issue this season, and that's why the second goal yesterday was so important. We get one goal, and then we struggle to get a second, right? And when we struggle to get a second, we are so vulnerable in the last 15 minutes. So vulnerable. It's like that has been the story of City this season. Brentford, Everton, Forest, Leipzig, off the top of my head, instantly. All we went 1-0 up, but we don't manage to hold on to it. And then the other teams, and you can see it against Leipzig in that second half. We were just repeatedly saying to each other, "They're going to fucking score it. They're going to score it. They're going to score it." And then it just comes. Just
Before we go, let me just bring Reece in again, and I think we're gonna. Anything you wanna add, Reece? Again, before we...
No, nothing to add. Just hopefully we can get the win in the FA Cup and go through there.
Just quickly, how do you feel about Newcastle next weekend as well?
I think we can beat Newcastle at home.
12:30 kickoff, early doors. I'm interested to see what Newcastle's bounce back's like. Oh, he's gone again. Again. Now I'm interested to see how Newcastle bounce back after today, next week.
I actually don't know how to think about it, because they can go like in a good, now they forget about the cup, they go on a good run, or they can just, their form can drop significantly. I'm gonna add Reece and then we're gonna end it. Thank you so much, people, for watching. I know people are gonna watch the fight, and Reece is with us. Thank you, Reece, for calling. Appreciate you, buddy.
Cheers for having me on, guys.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate you coming on, Reece, and we'll chat to you soon.
See you,
cheers,
Reece.
mate.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Cheers.
People that are still here, man, can you check one last time if you hit the like or not? So we need the likes a little bit, just 5 likes. And thanks for people that stuck with us. Thanks to people that called. Of course, make sure if you want in the call-in show to check the description for the membership for Never a Foul. And tomorrow, 3:30, we got the Chronicles. We'll talk, of course, it's gonna be Manchester United dominant, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I skip that one. But yeah,
I'm gonna try to talk about the Premier League, man. I'm gonna try to be honest, but it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough. But thanks everybody for being here.
Like I said, let them celebrate, man. They should celebrate.
Yeah, they should
celebrate.
Thank you everybody that watched us. We really appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. And we're out.